So one of the relationship dynamics that is probably amongst the top and underrated interest in the Naruto universe is that of Jiraiya and Kakashi. They both play a critical role in the life of not just Naruto, but also Minato, Naruto's dad. Jiraiya was the sensei of Minato and master of Naruto. Kakashi was a student of Minato and sensei and team leader of Squad 7, which Naruto was a part of. Even though Jiraiya did not have a direct master and pupil relationship with Kakashi, he was an instrumental influence over him through his books and ninja philosophy. Kakashi is a big fan of Jiraiya's literary works, and we see him constantly reading his books in the Naruto and Boruto series. In this video, we'll be breaking down their relationship and how they compare and contrast in their methods of teaching, with Jiraiya focusing on the fundamentals and Kakashi on teamwork. We'll look at how they served Konoha and their mentoring pivotal shinobi of the Hidden Leaf, as well as how they worked together and stayed in communication about the movements of the Akatsuki. But before we go any further, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more Naruto breakdowns. Alright, so the way I look at Jiraiya and Kakashi is that they both served very special roles in the Hidden Leaf through intelligence gathering and covert operations, as well as both of them being tasked with the role of watching over and developing Naruto. If you're Minato, you gotta at least be happy that when you passed, your son was at least guided by the two shinobi that you trusted the most. The first point I want to touch on is the different subject that they chose to emphasize, and in order to keep it simple, I'll start with Jiraiya and then move on to Kakashi. Jiraiya was the master of the fundamentals. In fact, our introduction to his character happens at the end of episode 52 of season 2, titled Ibisu Returns, Naruto's Toughest Training Yet. This is a month before the final round of the Chunin exams, and Naruto is looking to have Kakashi train him for the finals. Kakashi enlists the help of Ibisu Sensei, a private elite Jonin tutor, to teach and drill the fundamentals into Naruto in his training. Naruto is all like, nah bro, homie is a closet perv. I beat him with my harem jutsu back in episode 2 of season 1. All it takes is a pretty face and some boobs and he's done. Kakashi's like, a closet perv? Harem jutsu? What are you talking about? You two know each other? Then Ibisu had to bribe Naruto with buying him whatever he wanted if he shut up about the incident. Like, bro, I'm a respected Jonin level tutor in the village. I can't have people calling me a perv out here in these hidden streets, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, Kakashi reveals to Naruto that of the 3 students he taught in Squad 7, Naruto was the worst at the basic skills. Kakashi's reason for asking Ibisu for this favor was so that Naruto could receive the proper care and guidance into working on the fundamentals. I'm wondering why it took until Kakashi was his sensei for this to happen. Hiruzen, would you happen to have a clue? Check out the Third Hokage is the worst playlist as I rip into Hiruzen for his negligence of Naruto. Back to this breakdown. The truth is that a guy like Kakashi is not a good teacher for slow learners because, well, he's a genius. A tutor like Ibisu knows how to take his time with his students and get them to reach their goal. Kakashi also understood and explained to Naruto that no matter what you do, the basic skills are important. After Ibisu proved to Naruto that he was a good teacher by not allowing Naruto to outrun him, we finally get a breakdown of Naruto's deficiencies through an explanation and comparison of him to Sakura and Sasuke. Basically, Naruto's ability to build up as well as his control of chakra was wasteful. This is clearly due to Kurama, the nine-tailed fox, being sealed inside of him and making it difficult to harness his own chakra while dealing with Kurama's chakra's presence at the same time. After like 10 bowls of ramen, it's off to the hot springs to do the walk on water technique, and here we meet the peeping pervy sage, Jiraiya, the toad sage, who knocks Ibisu out for making too much noise while he does his research. that involves peeping at naked women. Now that we've introduced Jiraiya's character, let's dive into the exploration of how both Jiraiya and Kakashi had to mentor young shinobi who were both very different from them, and then how they eventually ended up teaching shinobi who were very similar to how they are. Staying with Jiraiya, who was not a naturally talented and gifted shinobi as he was developing, in contrast to Kakashi, who was considered a genius with high hopes and a bright future. Jiraiya was the sensei to Minato, Naruto's dad, who was considered a genius that comes around once in a generation. Jiraiya had to work hard and overcome setbacks through effort and perseverance, while also being on a team with another generational genius in Orochi Epstein, and being taught by the third Hokage, another genius. My guy Jiraiya was a bit of a knucklehead who was destined to be the sensei of the shinobi who would bring about great change to the ninja world, as it was prophesied by Gamamaru, the great Toad Sage, on Mount Miyaboku. Jiraiya's teachings constantly emphasized honing and mastering the basics and fundamentals, as well as understanding what it means to be a shinobi and the will of fire. There was an emphasis on chakra control, which was something we got to see him practice on Mount Miyaboku while he was studying and training in Sage Jutsu. Jiraiya had a focus on layering on the building blocks of what you were already good at in order to make something you're good at your own. Because Minato was able to have a solid foundation in the fundamentals, he was able to go forward and master a jutsu that would become a key part of his identity, which was the Flying Thunder God technique. A technique that was originally created by Tobirama Senju, the second Hokage. Minato had at least 4 different variations of the Flying Thunder God technique: the basic Flying Thunder God Guiding Thunder, Flying Thunder God Second Step, and Spiraling Flash Super Round Dance House Style 3. Okay, Minato with these names. Minato became the best user of the Flying Thunder God technique, period. Let's stay with Jiraiya and take a look at his relationship with Naruto. We see Jiraiya going from teaching a generational genius like Minato to a kid that failed the Ninja Academy graduation exam 3 times, but somehow is still the same age as his classmates, Naruto Uzumaki. Even though he was not naturally talented, Naruto was and always has been a tenacious character and never gave up. Jiraiya had stated multiple times that Naruto favors him more than he does Minato, and that they were just alike. Naruto in his early years struggled with his chakra control due to Kurama, the nine-tailed fox, being sealed inside of him. It was difficult for Naruto to build chakra within himself and distribute it evenly when he was using his shadow clone jutsu. The same focus that Jiraiya was taught on Mount Miyaboku in the sage arts that emphasized on chakra control was taught to Minato and other young shinobi when he drilled the concept of the fundamentals into Naruto. The stars aligned for Jiraiya to be Naruto's godfather and future master due to the events that took place when the nine-tailed fox ran rampant on the Hidden Leaf Village at the time of his birth. Minato thought very quickly during his sealing of Kurama into Naruto and giving the key to the seal to Jiraiya via a messenger toad. Jiraiya, even though he didn't know for certain, was able to interpret that Minato meant for Naruto to one day have control over Kurama's power. The fundamentals of controlling Kurama's power came down to mastering chakra control and building up chakra. We saw this throughout Naruto's training with Jiraiya, and even when Naruto went to Mount Miyaboku to train and learn Sage Jutsu. Everything revolves around building chakra and controlling it. Notable moments were when Jiraiya pushes Naruto off a cliff and Naruto summons Gamabunta, the Toad Chief. Again, when Naruto fights Neji during the final round of the Chunin exams when he has all of his chakra points shut off. Also, when Naruto is learning Sage Jutsu, and I believe even more underestimated when Naruto and Kurama finally become homies, and we see Kurama constantly building up chakra for Naruto during the war. Okay, so we've got the fundamentals out of the way. Let's now bring Kakashi into the mix and talk about his emphasis on teamwork. Which I think was super funny because that was the aspect of his character / personality that he was deficient in as a young shinobi. Bruh had the trauma related to finding his dad laying on the floor after a self-deletion. which is not the part that I find super funny. Moving right along, Kakashi believed that following the rules was the absolute law of the shinobi world, and anyone who broke those rules were scum. The messed up part is that his dad, Sakumo Hatake, received ridicule for abandoning a mission of great importance to Konoha in order to save his comrades. The loss of reputation and ostracism led to a self-appointed time to go night-night ninja. It wasn't until joining Team Minato and then leading his squad mates as a new Jonin during the mission to destroy Kanabi Bridge that Kakashi altered his stance thanks to Obito when Rin got kidnapped. After a dark period of time in the Anbu where Kakashi went on a deletion spree, the third Hokage decided to make Kakashi a Jonin team leader of Genin. Homie was known to fail Genin trios that didn't meet his criteria for working together as teammates and making their comrades their priority. Straight up switched ideological sides on these ninjas. So the same ideology that led to his dad's self-decided night-night ninja incident became the subject he wanted to make sure he taught to his students. Naruto learned the importance of trusting, believing, and protecting your comrades from Kakashi. It was something that he himself taught others when he came into contact with them wherever he went. Now, for the sake of not making this a long video, I'm going to dive deeper into Jiraiya and Kakashi's relationship in part 2 of this topic when we take a look at Kakashi under Minato's leadership, his time with the Anbu, his time as the leader of Squad 7, and how he and Jiraiya went about deciding how to guide Naruto, and his mentoring of Sasuke, Jiraiya's time monitoring the Akatsuki and relaying information back to Kakashi, also how Jiraiya wanted Kakashi to become a ninja he can make novels about. Make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more Naruto breakdowns. I'll catch you in part 2. Deuces.